What's going on, YouTube? I want to record this quick video to give you guys more of an inside view of a very typical day in the life of an agency owner. So what we're doing today, guys, is I just want to share what a very standard day actually looked like for myself. So it's 9:30 p.m. here in Vancouver, which is a little bit later than I normally finish up, but it's been a full day of client work. So I'm just going to go through exactly what I did so you guys can kind of see what it's like being in like an intermediate stage of owning an agency. And I'm going to hold up my to-do list here. The camera might flip this around, so I'm also going to take a photo of it and then I will upload it with this video, so you guys will see that. And yeah, going through this, I worked so far today 6.5 focused hours. Now when I count my work hours, I use what's called the Pomodoro method. So I track every half an hour increment very carefully. And when I say 6.5 hours, that's 6.5 hours of laser focused work. So it's, I don't think it's an incredibly difficult amount of hours to work in a day. And after I finish recording this video, that will bring it up to 7 hours. But I also think that there's a lot of people that claim to work 9, 10, even 11 and 12 hours a day, and really they're only working 6 or 7 focused hours. So I try not to fool myself, and when I am working, I really want to be hyper focused, and my phone is turned off, notifications are turned off. The people that know me know that I often don't answer text messages or WhatsApp messages during the day, and yeah, it's so that I can actually focus in and get this stuff done, because the goal isn't to sit here for 10 hours and only work 5 of them. So without further ado, jumping into it, today was a client-focused day. So my first half an hour was going through urgent stuff, answering emails, which probably isn't the optimal way to start a day. But yesterday I recorded a longer YouTube video, so I had to catch up on everyday work. I had an email in my inbox from Joel Kaplan, actually. If you guys in the agency space probably know him. And I very rarely click on other marketers' emails and watch their live streams day to day, because it's just overwhelming to get sucked into those rabbit holes. But I did watch this one. I guess his email perked my attention, and it was a cool live stream. So every now and then I feel it's really energizing to check out what another coach is talking about. So that was fun. Then I have here JG ads. So JG are the initials of one of my larger clients, where we're in the process of scaling their ads up to 6 figures a month in ad spend. I think actually in July we will hit about $100,000 of ad spend on Facebook for this client, and my fee in this case is entirely performance based. So it's an exciting client where the more profit that's generated, the more money and upside everyone gets. So it's at this point quite a complex Facebook ads campaign, and just going through and optimizing that, turning off losing ad sets, scaling up winning ad sets. I then had a meeting with one of my part-time team members, Alan, who lives out on the east side of Canada, and we checked in about some tasks. We recently hired some VAs in the Philippines who have been phenomenal so far to do the reports. And prior to that, Alan had done the report. So we're kind of transitioning out that task from Alan to the VAs, and I'm having him onboard them and help build the SOPs. And then hopefully we're going to get Alan doing some more complex stuff. Let's see. So after that, I worked on let's see, where are we at there? So that was an hour of emails and watching Joel Kaplan stuff, about an hour and a half, 2 hours of JG ads, and then half an hour of meeting with Alan. And then for the next, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, the next 3.5 hours, I worked on one of our largest dental clients. They are here in Vancouver. They have 6 locations, so it's kind of a 6-in-1 client. and they are doing a big Invisalign promotion. So the company Invisalign, which most of you guys have probably heard of, the clear aligners that straighten your teeth, they're doing something called Invisalign Day. So they've told all the dental offices to really promote Invisalign over this time period, and they're offering discounts and all this stuff. So my client is wanting to spend $5,000 on Facebook ads to promote Invisalign over the next like 10, 15 days. And what we're doing for that is on Facebook ads, both phone call ads and Facebook lead form fills. So just submitted, wrote all the ad copy, came up with 4 different ad angles, got a couple of different videos from the client using Facebook's dynamic creative rotation at the moment, seeing how that's going to go. I just got the email back that I think all of them were approved. One of them got declined. So in any sort of health, medical, dental space, you gotta be careful with what you put on Facebook, and Facebook's really fussy if they think you're talking too much about people's personal health, or if it's too direct. Like, you can't say things like, hey, do you want straighter teeth, or do you feel insecure about your teeth, because Facebook feels like you're kind of attacking the viewer. So there's a lot of rules to play with, and what makes it even more confusing sometimes is that month over month Facebook changes the rules, and sometimes Facebook will approve an ad that goes against the rules, and sometimes Facebook will disapprove an ad that is in line with the rules. So it's constantly a process of just like towing the line between what is and is not allowed. And that's really something that only comes with experience, knowing how to just be on the right side of that line where your ads are compelling, captivating, but Facebook is going to let them run. Now the next morning, and I had to just quickly show you something because this is really relevant to what I was talking about before. And what I was saying before is how Facebook it changes what's allowed, what's not allowed. Sometimes one thing will get approved, and that same thing will not be approved in another very similar situation. So what I have on my screen here is the Facebook Ads Manager for the Invisalign promotion I was talking about. We have 2 different campaigns for the 2 of the locations of our client. Exact same setup. 4 of the same ad angles launched for both. And we see here that this ad angle here, so you can read the ad, is this ad can't run, text doesn't comply, and it doesn't comply with our personal attributes policy. Now, the interesting thing is that this exact same ad launched literally within minutes of the previous one I talked about. Exact same text was approved and active, no problem. So, I guess this is a perfect example of one of the ads that is right on that line, and somehow one of them got approved and one of them didn't. So, it's really an interesting phenomenon with what happens with Facebook. And yeah, if I read through this, probably the reason why this isn't approved is because I use the word you. Facebook doesn't like the word you. That's probably it. So if I change this ad, so instead of saying, have you been dabbling with the idea of wanting to straighten your teeth, I would just say, been dabbling with the idea of wanting to straighten your teeth. That probably will be enough to just get it through. And I'm also going to change the other one, just because sometimes what Facebook will do is that it'll run fine for days or weeks, and then suddenly they will review it and turn it off. So I don't want that to happen either. So I'm just going to change that ad angle and publish those results. So anyways, I want to add that into this video. What else? Then the last half an hour was setting up some onboarding stuff for a new client we just signed on in Tampa, Florida. So he is a periodontist. They do dental implants mainly. And this was a referral from another one of our clients, also in Florida. Most of our US clients are actually in Florida, which I'm not sure why that is, but it's I'm not complaining either. I don't mind working with Florida clients at all. So for this client, what I'm testing out is using a white label agency. So the current setup with our clients is I generally manage the Facebook ads because that's one of my areas of genius. And then I have some team members that manage the Google ads. And one of my team members has been doing Google ads for 10, 15 years, extremely experienced. And, he has been the leader of managing most of our clients' Google ads. However, we're at the point now where we have more clients. His time is getting stretched. And also, while in 90% of the cases, his approach and strategy works really well, there are some times where his approach doesn't work as well. So I'm also in the process of really diversifying our Google media buying suppliers. And I would love to have 3 or 4 different places I can go and have people run Google ads for me so that we have the bandwidth to take on way more clients. And so if we have one client that for some reason we're just having a hard time getting results, we can get multiple opinions. So this is actually my first time trying a white label agency. I met Patrick who is the owner of this agency at a networking event like 3 years ago at the Unbounce office here in Vancouver, and we reconnected, and I'm feeling good about it. So we're gonna see how things go. But anyways, I'm having to give them access to all of our stuff, and then their team's gonna kick it off with this new dental client. And after all that, I wrote myself a note. I'll take another photo of this for you guys. And basically what this note says is, I can't be the one doing this ad grunt work anymore. And I say that sort of tongue in cheek. It's certain types of Facebook ads is certainly not grunt work. It's very sophisticated work. But the setting up this Invisalign promotion is not my highest point of leverage and contribution. It's very time consuming, and it's really not that complicated. So something I really need to do soon is hire probably a more junior Facebook ads manager, someone that has a little bit of experience, someone I can help train up. So if anyone watching this video wants to do some Facebook ads for our agency, feel free to reach out. But yeah, I was feeling frustrated today, spending 3 hours just setting up the same type of Facebook ads I've set up a bunch of times before. And on the flip side, with my 6-figure a month ad spend client, that is definitely not mundane ads. That's much more high level, way higher spend, takes much more finesse, and there's much more artfulness that goes into it. So yeah, it's for the basic clients that I'd like to hire a Facebook ads manager as soon as I can. And yeah, then I recorded this quick video, and I'm about to call it a night. So let me know what you guys think about this casual, unscripted video. I just decided to record this right at the end of the night here. And I'm excited about documenting more of this agency process and giving you guys more value. Although some days like this aren't the most exciting and fun running an agency, I still truly believe that the best first business you can start to break into entrepreneurship, get yourself a 6-figure income without having a boss, is an agency. I have so many friends that run e-commerce businesses, Amazon businesses, even a few software businesses. And while those types of businesses can be really sexy and they can scale far, it's very difficult to start those types of businesses without having any capital to begin with. So yeah, I'm for the people watching this that are on the fence about jumping into entrepreneurship, I truly think that an agency is the best way to start. There's just so many reasons a service business makes sense as your first business, and a digital agency is just such low-hanging fruit still. After COVID, after the world has changed, all these companies are scrambling to find people just to do these tasks, setting up Google ads and Facebook ads and landing pages. So yeah, I'll end it there, guys. Until next time, I will see you later.